Treat yourself like someone you love. Treat yourself like someone you love. Think of someone you love. What kind of weekend would you want for them? What kind of Friday would you want for them? After the week that they've had, after the weekend, or after knowing the type of weekend that is lying ahead of them, waiting for them. um, what kind of weekend would you want them to have? If this were your best friend, if this were your mom, if this were your romantic significant other, your child, what would you do to make sure that they were taken care of, to make sure that they felt loved and special, seen, considered? And why don't you do that for yourself? Do you do that for yourself? What are some ways that you make sure to love on you? The reason I'm going to be tending to my hair while I do this video, thank you, is because this is a way that I can love on myself. I usually do a quick spritz of rose water and maybe a quick rub through of oil, but it has actually been way too long since I have sat and really poured into and moisturized my hair and my scalp and like took time to do it like someone I love, the way that I would tend to my baby, the way that I would want to tend to a significant other. If my friend was stressed out and came over, the way that I would just want to play in her hair and put her at ease and make sure that she was together. And so I thought that this is the perfect time to kind of moisturize and tend to my hair and love on myself while talking to you about that. Um, Feed yourself. Feed yourself something that you would want a loved one to eat. What would you say your Gmail is? That's funny. Um, for instance, like one night, maybe a month or so ago, I got in late from an appointment, and either I was gonna have sleep for dinner, I was just gonna go lay down because I was just so tired, or I was just gonna, girl dinner, if you remember that TikTok trend, like grab a few handfuls of something out of the pantry or the fridge, shove it in my mouth, and go to sleep. But then I thought, thank you. Then I thought, um, no, like if someone that I loved were here, if my bestie were here, if my son were here and all grown up, and he just had this day, I would be like, you sit down. You sit down. I'm going to make you something. I know it's late. I know you're tired, but after the day you've had and the commute you just made, you deserve a good meal. You should go to bed satisfied. And so it took a little extra effort, but I did that. I made myself food that I would want to serve like my best friend if they just had the day that I had, even though it was kind of late. Let's see what else. Like maybe getting into your body. Do you stretch or breathe? And I know we all breathe, but like breathing intentionally. And this is rose water, by the way. Hi, good morning, Zorro. Um, like just take a minute, take a breath, take a beat, Um, and so yeah, like give yourself time and space for that. And I know we're all tired, well, a lot of us, and feel stretched, maybe overwhelmed. And I'm very guilty of this too, feeling like I don't have time to lay down. I don't have time, whatever. But sometimes I really do just have to, things have to wait. Sometimes we can only do what we can do. And if we continue to neglect our well-being and our needs, we're not going to be around much longer to tend to those things anyway. Um, so yeah, take care of yourself. Lay down. Again, think of someone that you love fiercely and that you would protect. you would hear all of those answers. You would hear your to-do list and be like, I don't care. I don't care. Lay down, sit down, come here. Let me, do something for you. Um, or if, because some of the things are non-negotiables. Like if you got to go to work, oh, there's one. If you got to go to work, you got to go to work. But then it's like, what can I take off my schedule for later? Like what is just gonna get have to get half done or completely canceled because I cannot push myself at this pace. Makes me think of the Dr. Seuss book, or The Places You'll Go. At a breaknecking pace. You can't survive that way. Another thing that I like to do, and again, please feel free to leave in the comments ways that you love on yourself. Um, but I kind of act as if I'm like romancing and considering future me. So, for instance, when I go to bed at night, I look around and I think, when I wake up in the morning, what that I have not put away would really bother me or really feel like I'm walking into chaos or whatever, or what, and so let me put that away. Or what in the morning would I really really like to see? So I might set up my protein shake station, or I might set the pillows and a blanket on the couch in a certain way that will be ready to receive me in the morning. um I might, make sure I completely clear the counter and wipe it down because that's going to feel nice in the morning. Or um, set up and take the trash out now so I don't have to worry about that later. And then without fail, future me is always grateful. Or if I'm going to leave the house to run an errand, I might put a few things away and then be like, oh my gosh, it's going to be so nice to walk into a house, um, you know, where my jacket is hung back up. That jacket I've been looking at the last 2 days on the back of my chair. Let me actually hang that up and let me put my shoes back in my closet. That's gonna be so nice to walk back in, and it feels like a little surprise, even though I did it. I don't know the psychology behind that, but yeah. So that's something. Also something. Let's stop with the self-deprecating talk, and even if they're intended to be jokes, you know? Um, and what's an example of this? Like, say you had to do something new. Maybe say you made a new dish and it was your first time, and automatically thinking like, I mean, it's okay. I obviously don't know what I'm doing. I did great for me. Why would you say it that way? Why could it not be, wow, that's actually really good for a first try? Or, this is an experience I'm glad I have. I'm so cool for trying new things. Like that's really cool of me. Instead of the language and the tone of course it didn't come out right because I clearly don't know what I'm doing, but it's okay. Doesn't it feel so much better to speak kindly to yourself? Or even like, for instance, if my son forgets something, like if he hops out the car and forgot to grab his lunchbox, I'm not gonna say, oh my god, you're so stupid, you had one job, come on now. But when I forget something in the car and I have to turn back around, it's like, oh my god, Nikita, where's your head at? Get it together. Get it together. What? Where's the grace? Where is the love? Where is the love, the love, the love? If anybody was around for that, Justin Timberlake and Black Eyed Peas moment. Also, can you have things that you like to look at or that you like to feel around you? Like, I just have pretty and soft things, and they're not like expensive. Thrifting, TJ Maxx, things of that nature. Just little things. Oh, the I found out the dollar store, the Dollar General, has throw pillows. That's where I got some of mine from. Ooh, yes. Another one is remove yourself from negative people. For sure. Thank you for bringing that up. Love yourself enough to remove yourself from negative people. Could I be your therapist? We can cry together. Um, and here's the thing. And this is something that I had to learn and something my best friend Asha helped me to learn. And again, what's so crazy is when she told me this, it was something I had already told my sister. I have a younger sister. I had told her, and I was like fierce about it. But when it came to me, I hadn't thought of doing it. Not only for you to stop talking to negative people, and you might think I'm splitting hairs, but stop letting them talk to you. Because even if you don't respond much or you do the like, like they're still saying things. And one thing that I learned from removing myself from a lot of negative people, and becoming, I guess I became more sensitive. I used to live a life that I really had to protect myself from, and I was just kind of being picked apart left and right by people. For anyone who's watching, who's, just scrolling through, I was in a cult, a literal cult, the International Churches of Christ, and just a lot of oppressive interactions in there. And so when I removed myself from that, I got separated, I got my own apartment. Um, it, hung out with people who were actually kind to me and liked me. Imagine that. People who actually liked me and didn't think I was a problem all the time. Um, and then when I would have interactions with people from my old life, one interaction in particular, I felt actually wounded for like 2 days. I was like, oh my gosh, words are so violent. Thank you. Words are so violent and they hurt. And Asha was like, you need to block. And why do you let them talk to you? And I promise you, just a couple months before, I was like yelling at my sister, like, don't let him talk to you. Like, he's stupid. He is stupid. And he says stupid things. And it breaks your heart. And it annoys you. Hey, Kelly. Um, it gets under your skin, it makes you worry, and it's a bunch of BS. He's just stupid. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Don't even listen to him. Why do you even engage in conversations with him? But for myself, I was just allowing it to happen. I was just allowing it to happen. And so then when my friend Asha, good morning, King, said that, I was like, oh my God, I need to protect myself that way. The way that I fiercely, was there to protect my sister. Thank you. Yeah. um, the way that I was there to protect my sister, the way that I would go to bat for my son, the way that I am fiercely protective over my besties. Like, I'm a fierce friend. I actually had a friend of mine tell me earlier this week, like, I will never get over how hard you ride for me, like how much you hate people on my behalf that you've never met. Bonjour, Marcel. Um, so yeah, remove yourself from negative people, but remove the negative people from you. Don't let them text your phone. Don't let them call you. Or if they do, just don't engage. Don't engage. Like, toxic people, if they're like truly toxic, they just love to engage. They love to it's just the back and forth. And there's no talking any sense into them. You can't make someone understand you. You don't deserve to feel like you are on trial for your character. No, no, nobody gave you court orders. Nobody said, I'm suing you for being manipulative or selfish or whatever they're accusing you of. You don't need to show up to their show. Don't buy tickets. Um, so yeah, I'm toxic only to mean people. Um, that doesn't sound like toxic. That sounds like you are karma from last to first. And I hope that you will subscribe more of that energy in 2025 and beyond. Thanks, Jonathan. Um, yeah, they deserve a dose of their own medicine. Anyway, sorry, we're on love and light this morning. I mean, the light can be the fire that burns it all down. That's nice, warm glow. Anyway, yes, we are loving ourselves the way that we. Wait, what? We're treating ourselves like someone we love. And again, that is why I am sitting here and taking time to go through um my locks like this, because for a while now I'll just do two, and go. But like, when's the last time I really sat and like tended to myself? And this is something that oh, is that there's another little charm. I realized I hadn't done in forever while I was still married. I was just so exhausted. I was so exhausted. I was so depressed all the time. And the first time, when I was in my apartment and I had some time and I was like, you know what I haven't done? I haven't like really oiled my scalp and moisturized my hair and all of this in a long time. And I just felt like my hair and my scalp were so grateful, like they were so thirsty, like they were so desperate. And it's just such a small act, especially like being a Black girl. you I mean, oiling your scalp, that's almost like lotion in your body. At least in the house that I grew up in, it was just so common. I always did it, even through college. But it's like the more entrenched I got in the cult, and then getting married and being a mom, and I just put those things to the side. I stopped treating myself like someone I loved. My hair for locks too. You have to get my number. I'm not married anymore. The divorce should be final maybe next week, but I think I'm not going to get the paperwork for a couple weeks after, so I'm trying to plan some celebrations. Um, so anyway, yeah, and just doing that, and I didn't cry, but it was just such a big aha moment. Like, oh my God, girl, you really have just been surviving. And that's another thing, too. A lot of us are in survival mode. The world is hard. It is certainly a place that feels like it must be survived. But again, if you think of somebody that you really love and want the best for, if they were in your circumstance, what little things would you do to make their world sweeter? If you need affirmations, like there's got to be a gazillion newsletters. If you want someone to say something sweet to you, there's got to be a gazillion like free newsletters that you could sign up for to get cute little quotes or affirmations every day, or find them on YouTube. See you in 3 weeks. That's so funny. Was I heartbroken? I have been heartbroken my whole life. My mother was a narcissist, and she died in 2016 before I had my child. That was hard, heartbreak after heartbreak. Anybody who had a emotionally and psychologically abusive parent knows that pain. Then to go to college, get in a cult. While I was in there, it all feels like fun and games, but also not quite. Like, just never feeling quite good enough. So I got heartbroken a lot in the cult, just being kind of insulted and shamed, but in the name of the Lord, and iron sharpening iron, and speaking the truth in love, and no discipline seems pleasant at the time, and don't think of yourself more highly than you ought, and wounds from a friend can be trusted, but an enemy multiplies kisses. You see how the message over and over and over again is just be less, be less. Let me insult you and tell you it's in the name of the Lord. Um, it was the International Churches of Christ, ICOC. I have a lot of videos about it on my channel. And it's like podcast style, me and my bestie, Asha, who I was mentioning. So then to get married, heartbroken a lot in my marriage, because I just wanted to be happy, but I was depressed all the time. So I felt bad that I was a sad wife. And I think in the cult, and there's an episode that we have one about marriage too, but our real versions of ourselves did not meet and date and marry each other. So as our real selves, and you're not allowed to get too close either when you're not married because impurity. Um, and so when our real selves started showing up, I just kind of felt like I wasn't what he wanted. I wasn't what he asked for. And so I was constantly trying to make myself into that, but it just wasn't working. It was exhausting. It was hard. Then obviously getting the divorce, devastating, leaving, navigating life. And then the further you get away from something, the more like of it you can see. So then just even thinking about how the cult and how it took a lot of my life away. Um no, I'm more spiritual. Like I believe in God, but I believe in like creator, you know? I actually, because a lot of people, not to like sound like that, but a lot of people watch and consider the things that are said in this channel. So I don't talk too much about my personal beliefs just because I'm very protective. I'm very protective of my community. And I know, because myself included, when you get out, you're still looking for answers. You're still looking for a guide. And so whether that's like a doctor, a wellness person, a YouTuber, another spiritual leader, you're just prone to, even though you don't think this is what you're doing, hearing what someone says and thinking, oh, maybe that's a good idea, or maybe that's how I should look at it. So I try not to even bring my own beliefs into it. What was your cult? There's just so many cults and so many things that are culty. I don't know what Diza is. I'm scared to ask. I feel like you're setting me up for something. Um, but yeah, let's see. So, church finally left after more than. Oh, congratulations. Good morning, Andrew. Congratulations on leaving and rebuilding. A lot of churches can be very, very culty. Like when you look at which I have extensively, when you look at the characteristics of a cult and how they operate and the characteristics of the leaders and how the group operates and things like that, you'll find many, many things are cults. That's so good. I'm so glad you're happy. Um, so yeah. And I want to make more time, especially now that the weather is getting better, like going walking, stretching more, feeling strong in my body. Um and really doing that, not working myself so hard, which I'm so grateful as I've been rebuilding life. All right. That I have a job now that I love. I don't feel like I have to hide from. I mean, who loves, work, but I've been so fortunate to get a job that I love. The people are great, the dynamics are great. And so yeah. And it's in the little things, slowly choosing things you like. So even when I moved into my apartment and I didn't have much, I thought, what do I want that's going to make me happy? And I went without a lot of things in my apartment for a while, but it was because I was tired of getting something just because I could afford it right then. Um, I am just another human being. Um, Getting something just because I can afford it. It's cheap, but I don't really want it. Rebuilding, I was like, I will go without until I can get the thing I want and either find it on sale or something very similar or. But I was tired of just making do. And I think that is why even I always felt like I wanted to stop at TJ Maxx or Marshalls or this or that. And it's because even though I had things in my old life, which let me be very clear, especially before getting married, I didn't have a lot of things. We have videos on the exploitation and also, I heard something, labor trafficking, getting a message. So that's a whole other mess. But anyways, we would get things to fill the void, but I didn't love them. So I was always like, I want something cute. I want something cute. Now, even though I don't believe I have over consumed at all. The place is not overcrowded. I have just what I need. But I love my glasses. I love my tumblers. I love my throw pillows. I love my throw blankets. Even my toothbrush, my little electric toothbrush that I have is pink. And so when I drive by TJ Maxx or something and I think I could want to go, I literally think, for what? You don't need anything. Cute glasses, check. You got them. Picture frames, you got them. Check. I still need to print out the pictures. Throw pillows, check. You got it. Cute little plushy, stuffy things, you got them. You're good, girl. You don't need to go. And I've never felt that way before. Um, so someone asked if I will marry again. I won't. I won't. I mean, you guys stick around. If YouTube lasts for years, stick around and see if I eat my words, but I don't think so. I believe I could have a forever person. Perhaps. Perhaps, maybe. I believe it's a possibility. But after seeing all of the BS that goes on and like the red tape and just the complications of legalities and things like that. I just kind of feel like if I ever truly fall in love and things are compatible with a person like that again in the future, that I would love them too much to go through the BS again. Like if you want to go, go. And if I want to go, I want to be able to go. And marriage, official marriage, makes it virtually impossible for that to be a thing. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's nice. That is that's needed. Do this, y'all. Do this. This is so nice. And I have not really done this in so long. I was not expecting this portion to take place on camera. Thank you. Castle. Sorry, I have to get super close because I don't have my glasses on. Ooh. Also, hype yourself up. Hype yourself up. We say, well, someone with my messaging will say, oh, I couldn't pull off that hat. Oh, I couldn't pull off that dress. Oh, those sunglasses might be too much for me. I'm not the type of person that could pull off a dress like that. Um, but if you wear it, then you will be the type of person who wears a dress like that. Let me show you what I got off TikTok Shop last summer. And first of all, I've never owned anything like this ever. And second of all, the color is so unlike anything that I've ever had. But I wore it and I did like a birthday video in it. And I got so many compliments and it actually looked so great. So hold on. Oh, excuse me. Do, do, do. Okay. Uh-oh. This. And I'm wearing it in my I have a video that I put out in October. Is it under my live tab? No. No, it's not under my live tab. It should be under my video tab. But it's like I don't remember the title of it. But it's like the 1 year celebration of my separation or something. And so I put this on to celebrate and I do a little shimmy and I almost like bought it as a dare to myself because like I said, I've just never owned or worn anything like that and I didn't think I could pull it off and all the girls on TikTok, they looked so hot in it and I was like, I don't know if I have the build for that and I don't know. Like just all these doubts, but if I had a best friend who wanted that, I'd be like, girl, get it. Get it. And so I got it. Um go look at the video. I have some shorts like back from last summer that it's in my YouTube shorts. I don't know if you want to scroll that long. And then if you just search for, I think the video title is I left a cult and then my husband or something like that. And it's me in the dress and the thumbnail is me like or something like that. Pouty face slash duck lips and peace sign till I die. True millennial core. Take this pose from my cold dead hands. Tariko, good morning. Hey, friend. Good to see you. This Friday, we've been talking about loving ourselves or treating ourselves like someone that we love. And so, some cool people have joined the chat. So, we've got a little off topic, as is what happens. But just wanting to go into the weekend with some positivity, you know? Um, God's morning chat. I love it. Oh, good morning chat. Good. I was like, well, yeah, for sure. The God of vengeance. Because what did I say? I was like, oh, this morning is supposed to be love and light. But then I was like, well, it is, there is light from the fire that burns it all down. You know, I can never be too sweet, Tariko. Um, but I think that's about it. Again, please. No, never mind. I want to come down them. I thought I was done. So you guys are really getting to see what this looks like for me to actually take time to pour into them. And usually I just do a very quick mist and run over. But this morning I just wanted to be like, no, I want to love on myself before the workday gets started. And so please, especially if you're watching the replay, let me know, what are you going to do today? What are you going to do for you today? Or what today can you do that will make your future you feel so loved and special? Awesome. Your style, babe. Thanks, Bobby. What can you do? I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy. My sleep was not good. So, anyway, I'm out of things to say, I think, guys, but that was really the message. And I just keep saying it over and over because sometimes we need to hear things over and over. Treat yourself like someone you love. Treat yourself like someone you love. Honestly, when I'm rushing or I'm feeling overwhelmed or I'm not sure what I should do about a situation or I'm feeling overwhelmed. Did I say that already? Sorry, my brain's so forgetful. That thought will just cross my mind. Treat yourself like someone you love. And I'm like, okay, if I were to be kind and sweet and protective for someone, like if Asha were in this situation, if Kat were in this situation, if my son were in this situation, if my sister were in this situation, what would I tell them? What would I do? Okay, then I'll make the food. Okay, then I'll order out. Okay, then I'm not going to feel guilty for hitting next episode. Actually, I am going to go ahead and put on some R&B or some smooth jazz and do stretches for 30 minutes so I can decompress and breathe and get in my body and let the tension go. Actually, I am going to go for a walk on that pretty trail. Actually, I am going to put on a little bronzer because who doesn't love to glow? Um, you know, actually, I am going to buy the Diva because why not if I can? Because why not? Actually, I will get the shimmy dress with all the fringe. Oh, they feel so much better. Actually, I'm not going to say that rude thing that I thought about myself because I am doing my best. I wouldn't say that to someone else that I loved. I'd be appalled if they talked to themselves the way that I'm talking to myself. Appalled. So go with that, guys. Go with that. Please report back. Maybe you'll give me some ideas on how that I can be sweet to myself. I'm always taking suggestions. Okay. Till next time, stay safe and stay free, because every day is a good day to not be in a cult. And subscribe if you want to stay tuned for more shenanigans. Have a good weekend.